Good morning. Today I want to share with you my accidental drought garden border. So, you know, I really take a lot of pride in my front border because I know it's what people see as they walk along the street, and so I always try to have lovely things here for them to gaze at. Now, as the drought has descended upon us and we have been under serious water restrictions, I have not replaced plants and I haven't planted any new plants, and I have adhered to the water restrictions. So let's take a look and see what has survived these very serious cutbacks in my gardening. So the first thing is this lovely petunia. It's not as fresh as it could be, but it's still blooming. I planted this in very early spring. I give the garden a very deep water the 2 days a week that I'm allowed to, Sunday and Thursday. So it gets water, but only 2 days a week. And when it's 100 degrees, that's a problem. I have a lot of these Gerbera Daisies in the border that are really showing off. All of these daisies are over a year old. They are from not this spring, but last spring. I decided to leave them in the border and just see what would happen because I know that they can be perennials. So they have done an excellent job of keeping some color in the border, cost me nothing, and seem to be pretty drought resistant. Then I have some volunteers. Here we have a little red plant. Oh, the name escapes me at the moment. That's a volunteer. Here's a Calendula. That's a volunteer. Here's some alyssum. That's a volunteer. And then the other thing that's giving color are the Giardia, G-A-I-L-L-A-R-D-I-A. And they're different kinds. I planted these in the late spring when I started taking out the pansies. This border was almost 100% pansies in the spring, and as they started dying, I started putting these in. They have lasted through the summer. They seem pretty drought tolerant and are just such a lovely sparkle of color in the front border. So I feel very lucky, very, very lucky indeed to still have some color in the border and some live plants. If you turn around this way, you can see at the beginning of the border I have my 2 tomatoes. This one is just now ripening, and this one over here has pretty much run its course. This is the tiny patio tomato. The straw flowers are just the MVP of the garden. I've talked to you about them before. And then we continue up the path with the St. Anthony border that has the silver dichondra, which apparently is heat tolerant because look at it, it's just going crazy. The coreopsis here, the trumpeter rose, which is doing okay, and then these gorgeous sunflowers. The little bit of lantana here that doesn't require too much water. So, pretty happy, pretty happy.